recovering from the broken leg here, and part of that recovery is, of course, getting the bone growth to stimulate bone growth. I mean, that's very important, particularly in my case where it's there's a big gap because it's a spiral break. So I can't wait to get done with these and get walking on my own legs. Now I'm walking 50% now, or I can put 50% weight on one leg, and that's also supposed to help stimulate bone growth. But I've read a lot about other things, and I just wanted to share some of the things I've learned here. Calcium-rich foods stuffs to heal broken leg and bones. Broken leg means your body has to work extra hard to to promote bone growth. And vitamin D is great for making strong bones, which we've all learned, and maybe to a certain degree have been hoodwinked by the the milk side of it. And particularly in someone's case where they need to promote bone growth because of a break or something else, these tips can be very useful. I'm going to go over a list of calcium-rich foods which will help you hopefully promote bone growth and myself as well. I'm in the middle of this test, so that's kind of interesting. We can look later. The problem is, everyone knows milk contains calcium, vitamin D supplemented, etc. But there's a lot of side effects to milk. I'm not going to get into all of them now. But the worst for me is that the milk creates an upset stomach, which I could live with it, but the problem is with an upset stomach comes more bowel movements, and basically what happens is you're disposing of the good vitamins and the good nutrients much quicker, and they don't get absorbed into your system. So milk is not an option for me, and for other reasons might not be an option for many of you. I should note my doctor recommended, the only thing he recommended is 1,000 milligrams extra of vitamin C. From what I heard about vitamin C, that's vital for the calcium or the vitamin D, or actually all nutrients and vitamins, to be absorbed into your system. So it helps it get into the bloodstream because of whatever properties vitamin C brings to your stomach and your bowels and whatever else. How that works exactly, I'm not sure, but that's what I'm learning. And of course, we've all heard vitamin C is great for many things, so probably can't hurt. And on that note, I'm gonna show you right here this little quote. One way you can improve absorption of calcium is by consuming vitamin C-rich foods along with dietary sources of calcium. So the main idea here is I don't want to go over too much of supplemental things, although I do have to admit, and I'm curious the effect. I am, this is the vitamin C I'm taking, popping a lot of these chewable, matter of fact, I'll take a couple right now. They're really great, and kind of tasty. I'm also taking every morning. I'll grab that while I'm sucking my vitamin C here. I'll eat. And this is a recommendation from my mother-in-law, and I've read a lot about it since then. And that's arnica. So this is I use two forms, but this is a droplet form. I put 10 drops in a glass of water, and I drink that one time a day. I don't want to overdo it. And I also rub it on my broken leg. Arnica stimulates tissue growth, and that's one of the main problems now. Is my bone is solid with the plate in there, well, to a certain degree, not to a large degree, but now I have to stimulate the growth of the tissue and the blood veins and the nerves have to all grow back in that area again where they were traumatized from the fall and from the operation. So I'm taking the arnica, the vitamin C. I'm also taking 3 of these a day, glucosamine, and that is stimulate bone growth. And I'm taking this once a day, vitamin D and vitamin K. And this is also for the bones to be strong. So I'm not overdoing it. I'm taking 3 of these, like it said. I'm only taking 1 of these a day, and I'm taking a multivitamin. I normally don't do that. I try to eat what's good and let that do its work. And the vitamin C is the most important, according to the doctor. So that's what I'm supplementing, because I'm curious how it looks in about 3 weeks when I go back to the doctor, which will be a 6-week period from the last photo to this photo. So we'll see if the bone growth has happened. All right, I posted a question over on garlicproductions.com about, what are tips, and I got a lot of interesting replies, some funny and perhaps dangerous. So I should stress, this is not medical advice in any way, shape, or form. This is just what I've devised from my own doctor and from my own research. So this is not medical advice. Now here's a list of the foods that I chose most interesting. A natural way to get calcium. Dried herbs, I really like that one because that's something you can get with in your spaghetti or in different things with your various herbs you can add into food, which will, as you can read here, can really can really pump up your calcium dosage recommended per day. Dried savory tops, are filled with calcium. Thyme, sage, etc. Parsley, poppy seed, all kind of stuff here. I'm skipping over cheese. Cheese, although not my favorite, might be good for many of you. It depends on the variety, but Parmesan is the highest, which is interesting because once again you could combine it with spaghetti and for many. I like this one, Sesame Seeds, because they're for me they taste good, and they're loaded with calcium. So you can add those to salads or whatever else it might be. I just like to eat them as is. These I'm just skipping over. These aren't my deal. Dairy products not my deal. Maybe for you. Leafy Vegetables, interesting one. But I like this one here. I live in Netherlands. This is an interesting one.
And then the onions will fall in my eyes. No.
Yeah, put in there. Go in.
But
eating raw herring is a traditional pastime here. But herring, and I think sardines as well, they provide 7% of what you need for calcium. And use other calcium-rich foods here, and I'll provide the link here as well. Now here was another article I was reading, and it's over here on Huffington Post, and it's about surprisingly calcium-rich foods that aren't milk. So that's a very important one. So you can flip through them here, but basically just to highlight some of the ones that stood out to me. And oranges, because oranges have vitamin C and 60 milligrams of calcium. So if you eat a couple of those a day, you're well on your way. And those it's got vitamin C, calcium. Oranges have always been said to be good. Now you see why. Sardines, just like the, well, look at that. See, orange is 60 milligram. 3 ounces of sardines canned in oil is going to give you 325 milligrams per serving, or 33% of your daily value. That's an interesting one as well. I know a lot of people wouldn't like that. I love them on a cracker or whatever, so that's a really interesting one. Sesame seeds, look at that, 280 loaded with calcium. So almost as much of an entire 1 cup glass of milk with supplemented calcium. So this is really, really interesting one. Sesame seeds, one of my favorite. Almonds, yeah. Salmon, interesting one. I mean, salmon is delicious. Only 24 milligrams, but hey, it's good for you. White beans could be good if you like beans. Broccoli, I like this one. I like that. Broccoli's delicious. I like it raw. You get the most nutrients out of it. So that's just some of the calcium-rich foods, which I found very interesting because I think it's very important to get it naturally. I don't necessarily fully believe in these supplements. I'm sure they probably help to some degree. I've read a lot of conflicting reports, though. Thousands of years, our bodies have been digesting food the natural way, and so there's no reason to try to trick our body. We have to try to give our body what it needs, and I think eating naturally is the best way. Supplements, yeah, might help on the side, but you have to be careful. Once again, this is not advice, not doctor's advice. See your doctor or your healthcare professional just want to give you some tips here. I don't want to give anybody any wrong advice. This is what I'm doing. I don't know if it's going to help or not. I don't know if it's really 100% good for you or not in all cases. But that's why I want to focus on the natural foods, because that is food is more natural for bodies to digest. And what's the best way to get calcium to calcium-rich foodstuffs, calcium-rich food, vegetables, nuts, to help heal and promote bone growth. Alrighty, so I hope this helps. I'm curious what the results will be in a few weeks here. We'll go back again and see, if the bone growth has been promoted, and if this is helping. Obviously, getting calcium-rich foods in your diet, if you need to promote bone growth, is probably good. That's my assumption based off of my personal studies. Research for yourself. Share any tips down below in the comments, please. And curious what many of you might have been through this process. So how did it work for you? So thank you once again, David. Wishing you a great day.